The Steam Deck is all the rage, and while you can play it hooked up to a television, it's not always optimal. So Valve aims to fix that with a version meant for the living room. And Sean, you got to try one. Tell us about the Steam Machine.
Oh my goodness. A decade ago, this company said it was going to change the landscape of game consoles a little bit with something called Steam machines, and they all failed. They failed hard, and the company knows this, but it's doing it again, and this time it's not leaving anything to chance. It's building the hardware itself. It is a 6-inch cube, just a little bit bigger than a box of Kleenex. There was a box of Kleenex on the table when I was there at Valve headquarters, and I asked. At first they didn't show me the box. They showed me it up on like a PowerPoint screen. I was like, okay, so how big is this? There, see that box of Kleenex in front of you, roughly that size. This is going to have 6 times the performance of the Steam Deck as their marketing claim. Based on a benchmark I got there, I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around PS5 Pro performance. But it is a Linux PC that plays Windows games, and it is tiny. It's supposed to just let you play them, unlike other kinds of PCs you might try to put in the living room that have all the Windows cruft on them.
Yeah, so this has got what, custom AMD chip in it? What does it have for GPU in it?
Yeah. So the AMD chip looks like it might be a derivative of a laptop chip. The GPU is semi-custom, and it's something that I haven't really seen exactly before. There have been laptops and some eGPUs, like external GPUs that you plug into a handheld or plug into a laptop that have chips similar to this, but we're looking at kind of AMD 7600, RX 7600 Radeon performance. There's like a 7600S for eGPUs that has the same number of cores this does, like 28 of them. And so that's probably in the PS5 Pro plus PS5 Plus range. Mm-hmm. And so you're getting mid-range PC gaming. You're going to play your games at an upscaled 4K. So not native 4K, but the PlayStations don't generally do that either. The Xboxes don't generally do that either. It's going to be upscaled from 1080p is what I saw. And it looked pretty good from about 9 feet away.
And looked better than what you would get by plugging a Steam Deck into your TV.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Steam Deck is, you know, you're usually outputting at around 720p. You can't even get that in the latest games. This should play anything you throw at it, except for games that use exotic forms of anti-cheat that they don't want to let run on Steam OS. But all the AAA games that you'd play right now on a Steam Deck that barely work, they should actually run on this.
Now, that's what you get. Do you give up anything? What are the downsides?
Well, compared to a PC, there's not necessarily the same upgradability. You can upgrade the storage. There's an SSD slot in there. Full-length SSDs and small ones both fit. There's technically a memory module slot underneath the fancy cooling system in there. But you're not going to swap out your CPU and you're not going to swap out your GPU. Those are soldered to a custom board. But because they sandwiched all of these components together in an incredible way. The power supply doubles as radio frequency blocking, so you're blocked for interference. On top of that is a tremendous fin stack of cooling with heat pipes running through it, and that's all built around a 120 millimeter fan. It's just this very tight, compact package. If I were to build a PC with these specs, it would take up at least twice as much room. Be a big wart underneath my TV, and this is so small and compact. Comes with a new Steam controller that feels like a real game controller. This time it's not this bulbous monstrosity, but it still has all that flexibility with your twin touchpads. You can get the community controller profile, so you're playing decades of games, PC games on this thing, as well as the latest stuff that's already been optimized for console controls.
Yeah, it looked to me like this thing was mostly cooling, that they just like smushed everything down to the bottom, right?
It really is. There's like this thin layer of motherboard.
Yeah.
And there's a few little daughter boards around it. Here's for your front ports, there's for your back ports, here's the SSD. But then it's just chunk of power supply, huge chunk of cooling, and then the big fan on the back with some HDMI display ports surrounding it. And of course, it can, unlike the console, it can also be your computer. I spent a week once doing my computing from the Steam Deck. I did my work for The Verge from there. This has your HDMI and DisplayPort with some daisy chaining, so you can get multiple monitors hooked into it. It's got your 4 USB-A ports, so you can plug in your peripherals, as well as a USB-C and Ethernet.
Yeah, and then how does the controller connect? Like is it just Bluetooth or does it have a puck?
You get all of it. So it's got direct USB-C if you really want to do wired.
Right.
It's got your Bluetooth, so you can connect it to anything else you'd like to, including maybe your phone if you want to. And it has a custom 2.4 gigahertz radio stack. That's with a puck, little USB-C puck about that big around. This thing has a few pogo pins on top of it, so it doubles as a charging block for it. You just put the controller on top of it, just literally anywhere near it, it'll snap into place, and the pogo pins will go right in and start charging because it's also magnetic. And then while it's charging or while you pull it off, it'll support up to 4 controllers per this puck, kind of like the old Xbox 360 adapter for PC.
I
support
see.
4 on a single USB. You're getting the same thing here. They say. And with the Steam Machine, though, they've also built in a dedicated antenna just for this. So you get 4 just connect to the Steam Machine.
Right.
Turn on your controller right out of the box. It should pair. You can add 3 more, press a button on the front of the machine, pair them as well, like you would on a console. You want to add 4 more? Well, there's a puck in the box. Plug the puck in. There's 4 more controllers.
So you get 2 pucks, basically. One's built in, and then there's the other one. That's cool.
Effectively, yeah. They see you putting the second one, behind your couch, so you can just plop your controller over there for charging, pop it off and start playing, and you can just connect that one in the back to any power supply that does USB. It doesn't need to be plugged directly into the Steam Machine.
And otherwise, it's similar to the Steam Deck in that it's compatible with all the games that you would play on Steam OS, right? Did you get to play with it much?
I wish I'd spent more. I was asking them so many questions that I probably only spent, 10, 15 minutes on the Steam Machine itself. But while I was there, I did do some benchmarking. I did get to actually run a benchmark of Cyberpunk 2077, the same bench at some of the same settings I run on Steam Deck and other handhelds. It's looking at, I was looking at around 65 FPS average on medium settings with basic ray tracing. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty just for a second here. And that was running at a 1080p upscaled with AMD's FSR 3.0 upscaling technology to 4K. When I'm about 9 feet away from it, that looks pretty good. If you get closer, you can see this is not the highest quality image you can possibly get from a gaming PC. It's somewhere in that console region though.
So the final question that everybody has had, which is, when can I get this? And they're not saying. Do you have any hints? Do you have any inklings?
All we've got is early 2026, and that it should be affordable. It should be a good value for the price. It should be comparable to what you'd pay for a PC with this performance that you build yourself from parts. But that could mean a lot of things. It could mean $800. It could mean $1,000. It could mean $1,200. It could mean $1,400. Somewhere in that range, though, if they want to make a statement, they're going to put this at PS5 Pro pricing and say, our PC console is as powerful or more powerful than that PlayStation console for the same or maybe $50 more. And it's also a whole PC in addition to that. If they want to make a profit, though, or, not sell it at cost, they might have to make it higher than that. We've seen bare bones systems in the past with similar chips cost $1,000, and then you even still need to bring your own OS, your own storage, your own controller, memory on top of that. So could be more.
Gotcha. Well, Sean, thanks for sharing the details with us. Really appreciate it. Obviously, go read Sean's write-up at theverge.com. He's got a whole story about the journey up to Washington to see it and all the details if you want to dig into them. Anything else that people should look out for?
Well, they've also got the Steam Frame. It's a new VR headset, but it doesn't just do VR. It has an ARM chip inside. And they've figured out a way to get Windows games play on the ARM chip too. So it's kind of like a Steam Deck for your face.
Steam Deck for your face. Sounds wonderful. Sean, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.